Peter Obi, we all know, is a silent mover. Obi have met with Goodluck Jonathan in a meeting. Obi have met with Obasanjo. Obi have met with Atiku. Met with El-Rufai. Obi have met with all the top leaders we have in Nigeria today in politics. And you think it's a joke? No. Peter Obi has an internal plan, an inside plan nobody knows about. We all think it's going to be as usual last election. No. Because Obi, I believe he have gathered enough of experience, enough of information he needs to defeat anybody come 2027. That's why Peter Obi have not even joined ADC officially. Peter Obi is in LP, and yet he's yet to resign from LP and move to ADC. You think he don't have a plan? Peter Obi has a plan, and now Peter Obi have met with the Afenifere. He have met with a lot of top leaders in Nigeria politics to seek for advice, information, and strategy. Peter Obi is planning something that we are not aware of, and it will blow come 2027. But aside that, I believe that Peter Obi is in coalition, or is trying everything for a better Nigeria. That's all that matters. Just watch this video in the comment section. I'll be guys in my next video.
One is not sure. We can only speculate.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can only speculate because it was a closed door meeting. But it actually makes sense for such a meeting to take place.
Okay.
It is very clear. Peter Obi has said he's going to run in 2027. There is pressure in some quarters on Jonathan to run. And personally, I think it's in the best interest of the opposition, to have one voice. The thinking is that the thinking for many people is that the presidency should remain in the South.
The presidential ticket.
Yeah, the president, should remain in the South for another 4 years, after 2027. I mean, that's what most people are thinking. Forget about what Atiku is planning. That's what many people are thinking. That is why even people like Peter Obi and Tinubu Apc said they will, if they clinch the presidency, they will be one term, because they know that after 2031, it should return to the North. Now, if people are calling on Jonathan to run, Jonathan, well, is a stalwart, a former president, and then Peter Obi is there. It only makes sense for them to be in the same boat. I mean, not to. I'm just speculating,
Yeah, I understand.
Well, some people think that the best shot the opposition has now is Peter Obi. There are people who think so, who rightly would think so, and you can't fault that thinking. That because of the organic following he has. But again, if people like Jonathan decides to contest, if Jonathan decides to contest, even if Atiku decides to contest, they might be spoilers for for him, So I expect that I think that Peter Obi must have discussed his ambition. He must have probably heard from Jonathan whether he plans to actually
run or not.
But I think it has to do with
the 2027.
It has got to do with 2027. And how best the opposition can remove this current
president. We were not there.
Yeah.
Peter Obi only said the meeting was a fruitful one. But could this meeting signal the beginning of an alliance, ahead of the 2027 elections?
I feel this meeting is really more about Peter Obi and not necessarily about Jonathan. It is who Peter Obi is meeting that is now making it a headline. I've read from Tanko Yunusa, that's the coordinator of the Obedient Movement. He seems to have dropped because he wasn't speaking with so much authority, but he said, okay, in fact, the way the newspaper tagged it, they said, the details of the meeting have emerged. The details have emerged. Now, but when you read through, you will see a deliberate move by the Obedient Movement and Peter Obi to sustain the momentum of being in the news. And these are some of the things he said, which Dada is professionally is not privy to. But quoting Yunusa now, he said, okay, the talk was about 2027, which he mentioned. The talk was about the need for Jonathan to remain an elder statesman. And he went further to even say, I'm quoting him now, to say that probably Jonathan, they believe that Jonathan was being, sponsored by some politicians, to whittle down the influence of Peter Obi, who says that is not possible. That's politics. You know, as long as they need to whittle down your power. After all, when Nigeria was playing against Rwanda, they had to bring down Osimhen. You know, and so it's part of the game. But I think the big gist here is they're working on the minds of prospective voters. They're working on the minds of average Nigeria who probably may not know about the game. Peter Obi knows that, that's me talking now. He knows that Jonathan stands a bigger chance because of this trust deficit. That, hey, young man, you're talking about one term. If the Northerners will choose between Jonathan and Peter Obi, he's looking at it that the Northerners will go for Jonathan, if at all they want to vote for opposition. So he's looking at the situation that this is a big setback if this man throws himself into the ring. But having said that, I think Peter Obi has bigger issues to deal with. Which platform is he going to work on? Is a major issue.
The Labour Party,
do you understand?
Or the PDP?
What is the temperature in this thing? I think it's getting clearer to him that ADC is not available to be picked.
But if you ask me, I will say that one will sort itself out.
That's true.
Because currently, we know that it's being wooed by the PDP. We also know that the Labour Party.
No, ADC now.
No, forget about ADC. ADC
is taking.
ADC. I think there are people who think that Atiku is overshadowing ADC. So PDP is wooing Peter Obi. Apart from that, there are some PDP members. The Labour Party also, you know, the Labour Party, the faction to which he belongs,
the Nenadi
Usman, is now recognized by because Abule faction is probably going to fizzle out if it's not fizzle.
All right, but I still want us to stay with the former President Goodluck Jonathan, because some of former President Goodluck Jonathan's supporters, they believe that he's the best Southern candidate that can match President Bola Tinubu. I'll start with you. How true is this?
That's Jonathan.
Yes.
Well, it's an opinion, but I do not share that opinion. Personally, I think that the best shot that the opposition candidate has, this is my personal opinion, you know, things can change, you understand, is Peter Obi, and I'll tell you why. Now, what Buhari was, what Buhari was before he died,
12 million votes,
exactly, is what Peter Obi is to some people. It does not have the size that
the spread,
the size and the spread. But the truth is, we cannot deny the fact that there are people who believe that Peter Obi is the Messiah Nigerian. It's a fact. He doesn't need to bribe them. He doesn't need to induce them. They just believe it. And that is why if somebody, for example, if someone like Peter Obi visits the sick in the hospital and he visits them, you go to the social media, President, he has done this. If Tinubu visits the same hospital, they will say, why didn't he sit down? Why didn't he enter the ward?
Just look for one.
But if Peter Obi coughs, yes, our president has coughed. If another politician coughs, why did he cough? I mean, for those people. So he has this organic following. The only thing he needs to work on, now he cannot win alone by the people he has currently. The only thing he needs to, now that's what he's doing now. Talking to Jonathan, talking to...
But you know why I asked you that way? Because earlier this week, some of the allies of former President Goodluck Jonathan are calling, they're wooing Peter Obi to step down for the former president. That's why I had to ask that question.
You know, I'm happy that we don't agree on this, because technically speaking, Peter Obi is very strategic with the social media stunt, and we see a whole lot taking place over there. There are professional bullies, there are people who immediately you share a different opinion, they come with all
I'm very uncomfortable. I complain about them.
You understand? But how much do we know is happening in reality, especially in the north? Because most of our friends, you know, social media is really this is really determined by where we also stay. Do you understand? If he checks the number of friends that he has more Southerners as friends than Northerners as friends. What is happening in their social media groups in that part of the country might also need to determine what exactly the people are saying.
I do not think Jonathan has enough.
No, I'm even talking about the president now. I'm talking about the president or people picking his floor. There are people, you saw what happened during Buhari's death. You can see this crowd, you can see this Momo crowd. There are some people who believe that this man has touched them. We are seeing that in some campuses. You are seeing that in some places with the nail phone.
Now
And
the
the rest.
comparison is between Jonathan and Peter Obi, not Peter Obi and
No,
Tinubu.
initially you talked about if president visit the hospital.
No, I was talking about his organic following. I'm not even saying that it's more popular than.
No, I'm not even
president.
debating that. I'm only saying that. I'm saying that. Let's check our circle of friends. Let's check what we are reading
on the social media
space.
space.
Check the real reality on the streets in other places. So, but the bottom line is, so that I don't forget your question, that of Jonathan, the reason of first 1 term, 2 terms, the Northerners are not playing games with it.
Okay.
We have endured because their calculation is that the Southern has done more years than them. Now, Peter Obi will now do 8 years. As far as they are concerned, they don't trust the 4 years. So if Peter Obi is going to do the 8 years, it's a no-no.
Okay,
so if Jonathan stands more chance.
All right, just hold that thought. We have Olushola calling in. Olushola, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
All right, Shegun, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Mr. Oladende, you are looking younger, while Mr. Dada is looking old. Good evening, sir.
Say you're looking younger.
Now, the
I wish I could
meeting
hear you.
between Peter Obi and Jonathan, for me, is just like they are trying to make an alliance or canvas for 2027. But Nigerians will be very happy. Nigerians will be very, very happy if that coming together will be for the good of this country. It will not be a selfish reason why they are coming together. Yes, Jonathan has his own stand. Obi has his own stand.
Okay.
And for me, if they are coming together for the betterment of this country, it's good. But if they're coming together just for selfish reason, spending 1 year, putting Nigeria in more challenges or trouble, for me, it is not welcome. Have a good day.
All right, you too. You too. Thank you so
So we
much.
should continue this discussion.
Yeah, you said
I
you're
just want to
looking
quickly
younger.
land. I just want to land by saying that when it comes to these two men, on the surface as we speak, I want to believe that Jonathan stands a stronger opportunity.
A better chance.
A better chance.
Because you can only run one term.
When we now go into the politics, you know, when they know who is going to be the opposition, you now see the real game.
Okay.
That's when you can say game on. That's when they will begin to bring out some of his flaws. They will begin to bring out some of his inaction. They'll begin to bring out some of those things that he has not had opportunity to do when he was the president.
If you were to advise him, would you advise him to take the bait?
I think for me, I would expect Jonathan to back off. Back off, looking at the voice of his wife, you know. The wife knows how cool and how tasking, you know, this. I say this with so much consciousness. I remember having an editorial, editors were meeting Oluremi Tinubu after they left as the governor and the first lady. And people were saying, are you coming as the governor? He said, I was the first lady. I don't dream of becoming the governor of Lagos State. It's a lot of work.
Okay, we have Ade calling in from London. Ade, you have the floor.
Yes, I greet all of you, the panelists.
Good evening.
Let's take I want to look at it from this angle. 2 things are against Jonathan. Number 1, it's time, tenure. When Jonathan come to the ring, people will challenge it in Supreme Court of eligibility. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, South, they are now for APC. For you to be a presidential candidate, you need a war chest. Delta, Akwa Ibom, they are in APC. Where is the money going to come from? So my advice to Jonathan is that he should stay as a statesman. Because if the case got to Supreme Court said he cannot contest anymore, that would be a disgrace. So let him just be at the background, support Peter Obi or whoever you want, and let it go on like that. There's no way you can be sworn in 3 times.
All right, thank you.
It's not going to happen. God bless
Thank you. Thank you, Ade. The same question I asked him. If you were to advise the former president to take, would you advise him to take the bait or just?
I probably would tell him to listen to his wife. His family members. I'm not his family member. He can decide for himself. But you heard what the wife said. I will probably tell him, look, listen to your wife, because we heard what the wife said. You understand? But I think that for the opposition, for the opposition to give the current administration a run for its money, he needs to get his act together, and that's the truth. To defeat an incumbent
Is not.
to defeat a politician like Tinubu, like Bola Tinubu, is not something you can do so easily. It's not something you can do so easily. Now that he even has the power of incumbency, it's a very difficult thing. It's not just by social media rhetoric. It's not by insulting people on social media.
Absolutely.
It's not by bullying those who don't believe in your candidate.
Okay.
So what do you think about that in the comment section? Let me get your views there in the comment section. But to me, I think if Jonathan should run, it's going to ruin Obi's chance. If Atiku should run also, it's going to divide the vote. and then it will give Tinubu a straight win come 2027. That's the gospel truth. Because if Atiku should run, then some supporters will leave Obi and move to Atiku. Because we all know that people that have come out to say that they would rather support their brother than support anybody. So if Atiku should run, some people are going to support Atiku and leave Obi. So it's better that the opposition come together with one voice. That's if they are serious of removing this current APC. If they are not, they should go ahead and vote and campaign differently. Then APC is going to remain in office till 2031. But let me get your views in the comment section of the guys in my next video.